going on, everybody? I'm Moors, for those of you who don't know me. If you do, welcome back. And today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my vocals, kind of how I do them, my inspirations for doing them, kind of where it all came from. Yeah. Cut to vocals. All right, so what kind of vocals do I do? Right, there's two main ones that you're gonna find in most spaces that people talk about for metal, which is false chord and fry screams. I do false chord mainly, which is where you use your false vocal cords, which are above your actual vocal cords. It's like a soft tissue thing, and that's kind of how you get that distortion, right? If that makes any sense. And you got a lot of bands that use stuff like that. Lorna Shore is a big standout. Will Ramos is the GOAT. I Can Never Be Him, the One True King. That was okay. Yeah, Slaughter to Prevail, if you know who Alex Terrible is. He's a pretty crazy vocalist. Yeah. There's a lot of people who use them. Fry Screams. I feel like that's kind of more where you got your Slipknot, the hell are they called? Slipknot, Linkin Park, and someone else I'm thinking of. I gave two examples for each. We're good. But yes, that is more your Fry Scream, and deathcore, metalcore, I guess, is more your false chord. All right, so just to talk a little bit about where I come from with my vocals. As I've said before in a previous video, I kind of started out doing vocals in my car. I'll just roll the clip again so I don't got to talk about it.
As the noise goes in, gonna cross my skin when my death begins. Know that I was dying for you. I die for you.
Right, so my vocal inspiration came a lot from Slipknot, and I've been told that that's obvious in the way I do my vocals. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. That's not up to me. I like my vocals. I think I'm great, But, and as I said earlier, Slipknot kind of sounds more fry screamy to me now that I know more of the genre, I guess, and kind of where things come from. So I personally think it's amusing. I tried fry screaming first, said screw that, and moved to false chords. I don't know why. That's just how I am. So for doing the type of scream I do, there wasn't like a day specifically where I was like, oh, so this is the correct technique for it. This is how I need to do it. It was something I built over time. If I had just woken up one day and been able to just bust out a good old that would have been cool. Can't do that. It was like I've said, it's been a 3-year process to get to this point. It's not something you can just have overnight unless you can have that overnight, and I'm very jealous. There's someone who's going to see this who's had it overnight, and I'm jealous of you. If you are kind of new to this and trying to get into the screaming thing, I'll just give a couple of tips, I guess, from here, and talk a little more about technique. As I said, I don't really have a specific technique I use. It's kind of just what I've learned by doing this for the past 3 years, and I'm sure in another 3 years my vocals will have developed even more. All right, so couple of tips. Do not scream if it hurts. You are only hurting yourself in the long run, and if you're trying to make something of your vocals, if you got a band and you want to be the vocalist for them, great, go nuts. But if you're going up there killing your voice, that's not sustainable. You're not going to be able to perform for that long. You kind of got to rein it in a little, I guess. And make sure you hydrate, Hydration is key. I've always noticed my vocals sound better after I drink some water. from a technique standpoint, there's nothing that I really did to kind of like progress my vocals as much as I have. It was really just, I kind of learned how to project my voice, kind of got to the pre-distortion that allows me to get into the post-distortion. And that's, as I've said before, something that I built up over 3 years. Now, it might not take that long for you. You might have a vocal background and know how to already do a vocal fry or distortion. And that's great. You got a better starting point than I did, and I'm happy for you. But you got to take it slow. You can't just, start throwing your vocals out every 30 seconds. And I kind of showed it earlier, right? Where you don't have to go super low with your vocal tone to get a low sounding scream, because the distortion's kind of gonna carry you forward in that anyway. Like a guitar, right? You can fudge up a note and it's not going to sound super bad to most people. Obviously there's the, virtuosos who will notice it, and that's fine. Most people will be willing to give constructive criticism about it anyway, at least in this community that I've seen. I don't think I've had a run-in with someone who's like, your vocals are dog shit, man. So yeah, don't be afraid to, if you don't know how to do it at all, I think sometime this week I'll kind of talk about it a little more, maybe, with how I do that, just for a demonstration of what I was talking about. This is me going to be doing a low scream. That's what I sound like with no distortion on my voice. Now, obviously, going from that into distortion, you're going to get... And then doing a mid, which is, at least for me, just... It's not something you gotta, force down your voice, because, as I said, distortion will kind of falsely make it deeper. I really don't have anything else to talk about. So, yeah. If there's any, questions or anything you need to see from me or want to see from me, don't be afraid to drop a comment. I'm nice, I promise. I bite a little bit, but y'all can work with that. Yeah. Comment, subscribe or something. I don't know.